We're back here at the Utica, New York studio, and I wanted to take another look at this little dude here, whom I'm presuming is part of the Hing Fat space astronaut legacy. More because of his sort of rotund, porky shape than the similarity of the pose behind them. Nice square backpack, no markings on the base, about an inch in height, and again, he was obtained from a vendor who specializes in dollhouse accoutrements. And I'm convinced that that's not a thermos, that's a piece from an atom bomb. And his wrench there has two tool ends to it, as opposed to the ones behind them will all have one. Because he has no markings on it as such, it's impossible probably to discern exactly where he came from. And of course, behind him here are examples of the space bucket astronauts in the popular wrench pose, going left to right here. I believe I have them in sequential order of age, simply because of the change of tooling for the molds between these two. The one on the left has a square chest unit, the one on the right just a simple dot, and indeed the rest of them all just have that simple dot. So I'm sort of drawn to think, well, that's got to be an original, and amongst the other attributes that he has is made in China and a number on the bottom. The one next to him, by my eyes, looks older and also has the made in China and a number on the bottom, but because his form has been simplified to a degree, I'm now concluding that the one on the left came first. And indeed, you can sort of see how his face has changed too. That one, he's sort of elongated, and it's a simplified face. This one here is I don't know how to describe it other than to say it just looks more detailed, and it looks more like an artist's rendering of a face, where this is less sensitive to form. The white guy there, just because of light contrast, it's difficult to make out his face in comparison to the one next to him. But one interesting thing is that these three here and the one on the far end are all looking down. This guy here is sort of looking up. And he has no markings on his base at all. The one here on the all the way to the right, he's from the Daron Industry Space Adventure bucket set that I obtained from Tin Toy Arcade. And he just has made in China on the bottom with what appears to be something scratched out. The white guy just has the word China. Not sure if we can see it there. You can sort of see it like that. Not even a made in. Part of my fascination with the form is that I had one of these sets as a kid, and I'm trying to figure out which astronauts came with them, and I don't think they were gray. I'm pretty sure they were white. And the white castings, you don't see them. It was one of the reasons why I jumped on it, is that most of the sets, or most of the leftover used sets, and even new ones like the Daron Industry thing, all have gray astronauts in them, and seeing it in white caused a memory rattle within my head. I'm like, oh, so I'm pretty sure that the set that I had as a kid came with white figures, and he's of a harder plastic than any of them. I think this one here is also somewhat of a harder plastic. The rest of them have a little bit of flexibility. Army Man plastic is the term. that I would use. And this guy here is sort of a Langley thing. So he's not even part of it. He, you know, when I can almost see him having come out of a gumball machine, something like that. And I've seen these figures also attributed to gumball machine prizes, which wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm sure that people did all sorts of things with Spaceman to try to sell them during the fad. And if anybody recognizes this guy here, the little one, as being from something, please sing out. Would like to know exactly what's going on with him. The wrench is in the different hand than the Hing Fat guys, but the sort of roundness to it, you can see it there, especially with the gray guy to his right in the back. The roundness of the head and the porkiness of the form is what makes me think that he's somewhat related to it. Maybe they did a smaller sized group for novelty purposes, something like that. Who knows? I'd like to know. Help me understand and teach others.